All right, we're doing something today I've wanted to do for a long time. Say you live in the city, but your heart's in the country. What are you gonna do? You can do a little urban gardening. This is Story.
Hi.
Good to see you. I used to work with your daddy for about 38,000 years. Where did you go to school and what did you study?
I went to Sterling College in Craftsbury Common, Vermont, and I actually self-designed a major in sustainable land management, small homestead business, sustainable agriculture, and some small woodlot management.
So what have you done here? What have you tried to do with this small lot for yourself?
Well, my yard was too small to have a garden and didn't really have any sunlight, and this lot was just part of a rental property that wasn't being used, and so I got access to it.
Less than a quarter of an acre.
Right.
I mean, this is small.
Yes, it is a small, it's a large home garden, but it's small in the scope of things that I was doing before I moved to the city. The soil here was particularly challenging. I brought in some compost and a local tree care business. They dropped off a whole truckload of wood chips, which have been really excellent to mulch and keep the weeds down, which if you have a full-time job and you're gardening on the side, you don't want to spend time after work doing a lot of weeding. The mulch is so beneficial. Firstly, it improves the soil, and then it also decreases pest pressure and weed pressure by keeping the soil moisture consistent and then just shading them out. So there's probably about 2 inches of wood chip mulch around everything in this garden. My goal was to create a low maintenance garden that the bulk of the work was putting it in, and then everything else was just maintenance and harvest after that, and it's worked out really great.
Can you list off the top of your head what you have here in your garden as I drop an eggplant into the...
Yeah, this is an heirloom pink jewel mini popcorn, kohlrabi, peanuts, a purple cabbage, and a green Savoy cabbage, eggplants, and hot peppers.
You got peppers coming out of your ears.
Yeah, I have a ton of peppers.
That's a good
I have
thing,
way too many hot peppers. This is a dry bean called gold zuni, and then just a green bush bean. Tomatoes.
I see some basil.
Yeah, there's basil interplanted throughout everything.
Gotcha.
I tried to do some interplanting. There's a row of sweet potatoes, a row of oranging okra, which is this orange-red okra in the front.
So just on a tiny little lot, you can do a whole lot. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got, I mean, this is just from today, right?
Yeah, this is, I harvested a bunch of stuff on Sunday and then waited 2 or 3 days and came back. Most of this stuff was from an heirloom seed catalog called Baker's Creek, which sells rare varieties. And I started probably half of what's in this garden by seed under a little planter in my house.
What can I plant right now? It's time for the fall garden. What are you putting out for fall garden?
Right, so fall garden is not tomatoes and okra and all of that stuff, but it's more leafy greens. So brassicas like broccoli, kale, collards, cabbages, radishes.
Is that what you've got right here ready to go?
Yeah, so these are broccoli starts. This is a 45-day cabbage, which days to maturity is like a main thing that I look at when I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna plant, because I'm impatient, so I want the fastest,
the
plant that goes fastest to maturity, just a curly kale. These things, the kale and the collards and a lot of the leafy greens can even last past a frost if they're mature by the time you get them in the ground, which the time to do that is now.
Well, thank you so much for picking me this basket of stuff. I'll be heading out now, so nice talking with you. I'm just kidding. I'm not taking your stuff. This is really beautiful. Right here, small lot. This is in the city. If you're in the country and you do have a little space in your yard, you can do a whole lot, can't you?
That is for certain. A lot more than this.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. I appreciate it. And I'm sorry you have to put up with your dad all the time. I had to put up with him for almost 30 years. You think you can take it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll try to. Well, he's standing right over there. He's looking at us. Yeah.